Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel, your trusted source for South Africa's most compelling political stories, where truth, power, and a little bit of drama all meet under one roof. Today, we're diving into a bombshell revelation that has once again shaken the corridors of Parliament and cast a long, dark shadow over the South African Police Service. Former Police Minister Bheki Cele has dropped what some are calling his most explosive claim yet, and this time, it involves alleged fabricated evidence, internal police rivalries, and a Rolex watch. Yes, you heard that right, a Rolex. According to Cele's latest testimony before Parliament's ad hoc committee on the political killings task team, businessman Vusimuzi Matlala allegedly confided in him that a senior police general, none other than General Sibiya, pressured him to lie under oath. The goal? To falsely implicate another senior officer, General Dumisani Khumalo, in criminal activities. Essentially, Cele claims there was an orchestrated attempt to plant fake evidence to get Khumalo arrested. Now, if that sounds like something out of a political thriller, buckle up, because it gets even wilder. Cele went on to say that Matlala told him the affidavit wasn't even written by him. Instead, it was allegedly drafted by Sibiya himself. In that document, Sibiya reportedly accused both Khumalo and Matlala of stealing his Rolex and other jewellery. Yes, the man supposedly wrote his own affidavit accusing his colleagues of robbing him, and then allegedly tried to convince someone else to sign it. When Cele shared this with the committee, the room reportedly went silent before a few gasps could be heard. Even hardened MPs looked stunned. Some called it shocking, others said it exposed just how deep the rot might go within the police's upper ranks. For those following the saga, it's not just about a stolen watch or false affidavit, it's about power, corruption, and control inside one of South Africa's most critical institutions. Cele's claims suggest that political manipulation may have reached into the very machinery of law enforcement. And if proven true, this wouldn't just be an embarrassment for the SAPS, it would be a national crisis, undermining whatever public trust remains in the police. Cele told the committee that Matlala, a civilian businessman, was used as a pawn in what appears to be a factional battle between generals. Kat told me that General Sibiya wanted him to write an affidavit against General Khumalo, Cele said. He said the purpose was to get Khumalo arrested. Those few sentences have now sparked a flurry of questions about just how many of these backroom deals and vendettas may have influenced police investigations across the country. Remember, this isn't just any random feud. We're talking about a task team investigating political killings, one of the most sensitive and dangerous areas in South Africa today. So when allegations arise that members of that same institution are cooking up fake evidence to eliminate rivals, the stakes couldn't be higher. Let's not forget, the name General Sibiya has come up before in several high-profile cases, and Cele's testimony adds yet another layer of intrigue to a man already surrounded by controversy. Whether this is a case of dirty politics or personal revenge, one thing is certain, Parliament's committee now has more questions than answers. Outside Parliament, South Africans are once again divided. On social media, some praise Cele for lifting the lid on corruption and daring to expose internal sabotage. Others accused him of hypocrisy, pointing out that Cele himself has been no stranger to controversy during his time as police minister. One user commented, "Bheki Cele acting like a whistleblower now. That's like the fox warning the chickens about the wolf." And let's be honest, South Africans never fail to find the humor even in chaos. But behind the jokes and memes lies something far more serious. If Cele's account is true, it reveals a deliberate attempt to weaponize the justice system, using fabricated statements and manipulated evidence to destroy reputations, remove rivals, and possibly influence political outcomes. That's not just corruption, that's state capture in uniform. One committee member reportedly said, if this is proven, it destroys the credibility of policing in South Africa. And you can't argue with that. How do you expect ordinary citizens to trust the police when generals are allegedly framing each other with made-up affidavits? Let's take a moment to zoom out. South Africa's law enforcement institutions have faced deep structural challenges for decades. From the days of apartheid's militarized policing to the modern era's battle against organized crime, the SAPS has struggled to shed its culture of internal factionalism and political interference. What Cele has now brought to light may be just one chapter in a much bigger story, one where truth often gets lost in the smoke of ambition and power. Critics, however, are skeptical of Cele's motives. They argue that he might be trying to reshape public perception after years of criticism about his own handling of police corruption and inefficiency. Some believe he's using these revelations to deflect attention from his own record. Yet, even if that's true, it doesn't automatically make the allegations false. And let's be fair, if there really was an attempt to create fake evidence to frame a police general, South Africans deserve answers. The committee's next step will be to summon both General Sibiya and businessman Matlala for questioning, and trust me, that's going to be one explosive session. You can almost imagine the headlines already: Rolex Gate, SAPS generals face off over fake affidavit scandal. What's fascinating here is how every major political scandal in South Africa somehow manages to involve equal parts crime, comedy, and confusion. One day it's state capture, the next, it's a fight over a luxury watch. But beneath the humor lies a pattern, a dangerous normalization of power abuse and manipulation at the top levels of public service. As the investigation unfolds, this case could force Parliament to confront hard truths about how much political influence still infects law enforcement. Will Cele's claims hold up under scrutiny? Or will this be another political storm that fades away after the headlines move on? Whatever the outcome, one thing's for sure, South Africans are watching closely. They've seen too many commissions, too many inquiries, and too few convictions. They're tired of hearing, "We are investigating," while corruption continues to thrive. If anything, this scandal shows that the battle for integrity inside the police service is far from over. And it also reminds us how fragile democracy becomes when truth itself can be written, edited, and signed like an affidavit. So what do you think? Is Bheki Cele genuinely trying to expose corruption, or is he simply settling old scores with former colleagues? Do you believe General Sibiya could really have drafted a fake affidavit, or is Cele's story too convenient to be credible? Let's talk about it in the comments below, because this one deserves a real national conversation. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more political breakdowns with a bit of South African flavor and humor, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, stay informed, stay critical, and as always, see you next time.